Sam Alvey and Wellington Turman in the middleweight division. Sam Alvey, he has not looked the same in his last couple of fights. He is 35 years old. He's going to have the 2-inch height advantage. He's going to have the 3.5-inch reach advantage. But again, he is 35 years old, and his chin is okay, but still, he's just not doing good. Recently, losing to Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, Jimmy Crute by knockout, getting submitted by Julian Marquez, getting really rocked in that fight as well. But we look way down here. 20 knockout wins, only 3 submission wins, and 11 decisions. And then he's only been knocked out 3 times. All 3 of those knockouts have been recently, so I don't know if that chin is kind of starting to wear off a little bit. But I don't know. It's an interesting fight. I do think Sam Alvey needs this fight to stay on the feet, use his height, use his reach, stay back, land the left hook, land the right hook, and get the knockout on a guy like Wellington Turman, who just does not have the best chin. We've watched the last 2 fights from Wellington Turman. The chin is nothing to brag about. He got knocked out by Andrew Sanchez from a right cross, 2 ground and pound, and he was out cold, man. That right hand took him out cold, and Andrew Sanchez is not a striker. He's a wrestler, and he ended up knocking out Wellington Turman. And then we got Bruno Silva knocking him out with ground and pound as well. So the chin of Wellington Turman does worry me because Sam Alvey does have 20 knockouts on his career, so I can definitely see a path of Sam Alvey going out there, keeping the fight at range, and just coming in with a big left hook and right hook, maybe an overhand, and knocking out Wellington Turman, a guy, again, does not have the best chin, but we do know Sam Alvey has some really solid takedown defense as well, which makes it another interesting fight in the middleweight division because Wellington Turman has very solid wrestling, very solid grappling. Most of his wins, if we look down here, 7 submission wins, 4 knockout wins, mainly by ground and pound TKO, and then all of the decisions are grappling and wrestling decisions. So it's an interesting one because Sam Alvey, if we look at his takedown defense so far inside the UFC, it's been pretty decent, 54% so far in his last couple of fights. Didn't get taken down by Dawoon Jung. Got taken down twice by Ryan Spann, but wasn't really controlled down there. So his takedown defense recently in the UFC has honestly been pretty decent, to be honest. But for this fight with Wellington Turman, it's a close one. It is definitely a 50-50 one. With the chin of Wellington Turman, with the power of Sam Alvey, with the wrestling of Wellington Turman, and with the takedown defense of Sam Alvey. So I definitely view this fight as a 50-50. Either Sam Alvey goes out there and just knocks out the guy with the horrible chin of Wellington Turman, or Wellington just comes out with the big combinations, clinches up, and just goes for takedown after takedown after takedown. But it's a close fight. The newer guy in the middleweight division who needs a win or is going to get cut from the promotion, or Sam Alvey, who's an older guy in the promotion who, if he loses, is going to get cut from the promotion. So whoever loses this fight is probably going to get cut, but I do think that person is going to be Sam Alvey. He just has not looked too good in his last couple of fights. I think Wellington Turman is going to come forward with a combination, clinch up, wrestle, and grapple, and win the fight by a decision. I don't see Wellington Turman getting a finish here. Sam Alvey, he didn't get finished by Ryan Spann. He didn't get finished let's see if I can find a Ramazan Ameev, Thailand Lates, any of those guys. So I do not think Wellington Turman is going to get the finish right here. I think the fight goes all the way. Wellington Turman out-wrestling and out-grappling Sam Alvey for 3 straight rounds, winning the fight by a unanimous decision right there. Again, Sam Alvey can definitely land the shot and get the knockout. Wellington Turman's chin is not very good, but I am going to go Wellington Turman by a decision. A really good fight in the middleweight division right there.